Formula One is tightening the reins. The FIA has introduced strict new rules that could fine, suspend, or even strip championship points, not for dangerous driving, but for what drivers say off the track. Some believe this will protect the sport's reputation. Others argue it's a threat to free speech. So is this a necessary move, or is the FIA going too far? The FIA's updated Appendix B enforces harsher penalties for behavior both on and off the track. Drivers can now face massive fines, suspensions, and even points deductions for breaking conduct rules. These regulations cover competitor behavior, language use, incitement, political or religious statements, and a vague term called moral injury. The problem? The wording is so broad that it leaves too much room for interpretation. Formula One has exploded in popularity over recent years, and with that growth comes greater scrutiny. The FIA wants to ensure the sport maintains a professional and politically neutral image. Other major sports like the NFL and FIFA already enforce strict conduct policies, and the FIA believes F1 should follow suit. After all, F1 drivers aren't just athletes. They represent multi-billion-dollar brands, and their words can directly impact sponsors, investors, and fans worldwide. Some incidents have already tested these rules. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc both swore in post-race interviews. While Leclerc quickly apologized, Verstappen refused to back down, arguing that F1 is an adult sport. But in a global competition, cultural sensitivities matter. A single statement, even if unintentional, can offend fans, officials, or sponsors from different backgrounds. That's why the FIA sees the need for stricter guidelines. Not everyone agrees with these changes. Many argue they place unnecessary restrictions on free speech. Formula One's rise in popularity has been fueled by its drivers' personalities. Netflix's Drive to Survive made figures like Guenther Steiner and Daniel Ricciardo famous, largely because of their raw, unfiltered charisma. The FIA can't capitalize on that marketing strategy while punishing drivers for doing the very same thing. Then there's the issue of fairness. These rules could potentially punish a driver for making a simple political or moral statement. For example, Lewis Hamilton has worn rainbow flag colors on his helmet in Middle Eastern countries to support LGBTQ+ rights. Under these new regulations, he could face severe penalties. The term moral injury is also dangerously vague. Could a driver criticizing race officials or FIA leadership be punished under this rule? The wording leaves too many unanswered questions. The FIA insists these rules will be enforced fairly, but many fear selective punishment. The governing body has a history of controversy, and this move comes at a time when its leadership is already under scrutiny. The Grand Prix Drivers Association previously argued against using fines as punishments, yet the FIA has now introduced penalties ranging from €40,000 to €120,000. Were the drivers' concerns even considered, or were they simply ignored? At its core, this debate is about control versus freedom. The FIA wants to maintain order and protect the sport's image, but in doing so, they risk silencing the very personalities that make F1 exciting. If these rules are enforced too harshly, they could strip away the authenticity that fans love. Drivers should be held to professional standards, but they should also have the freedom to express themselves within reason. So what do you think? Are these new rules necessary to maintain professionalism in F1, or is the FIA overstepping and trying to silence the drivers? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 updates.